Tony Hawk series has been on a steep decline over the last few years. After several great titles for the last few generations of systems like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 and the Underground games, something changed. The franchise seemed to want to break ground that didn't need to be broken, and change the way players controlled the game. However, with the HD re-release of the first game, why don't we go back and look at another version of it? This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Game Boy Color. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the Game Boy Color is a completely different game than its console sibling. Instead of having the career mode, free skate, and other fun things to do with your friends, you get two main modes, half-pipe and tournament. As this is a Game Boy Color game, I think they did this because it's easier to play in small amounts. You'll still get a good amount of skaters to choose from, such as Hawk, Bob Burnquist, and Chad Muska. The half-pipe mode is definitely the better of the two modes included. You pick from a skater and then have 1 minute to do your best tricks and rack up as many points as possible. Repeating the same trick will result in fewer points, and this mode actually offers a really addictive challenge that's perfect for play on the go. Because there are only two buttons on the Game Boy Color, your tricks will be limited to one of those buttons and a direction. This makes gameplay simple but fairly challenging, although some of this challenge is because there's a slight delay between button press and action. In addition, some of the moves will cause your character to wipe out when you can clearly see that he should land, and that's a little bit annoying. Still, this mode is a ton of fun to keep playing as you find your perfect character and work to beat your high score. The other main mode is Tournament, and this one is borderline unplayable. It's basically a race with obstacles in the way that you try to jump and do tricks on to gain points, but everything is so incredibly sluggish and has a delay that will make you want to pull your hair out. The game's also zoomed in too much here, so you won't see an obstacle until it's right in front of you. Now I wonder why we moved away from pure skating games like this. Was there anything really wrong with having a pure skating game where the focus was just on doing tricks? That's part of the reason why the Skate franchise has gotten popular while the gimmicky new Tony Hawk games have failed. As this is a Game Boy Color game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is pretty limited in what it can do with its visuals. Each skater is a different color, which I thought was pretty funny, but the locations actually look pretty nice. Music is just this repetitive tune though, and it's the thing I miss the most from the console game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Game Boy Color is actually a pretty fun game if you just play the half-pipe mode, and while this won't keep you busy for weeks and weeks, it's definitely a good time waster on a long trip.